You think Ferrari fumbled another strategy? You're wrong. This time they weren't clueless, they were blind. At Silverstone, in front of a sea of red flags and roaring home fans, Ferrari was operating without one of their most critical tools in modern Formula One, GPS. Fred Vasseur, calm as always, said the words that should have sent shivers down every strategist's spine. We lost the GPS of Lewis the entire race. We were completely blind. No tracking, no positioning, no data on when to pull the trigger, just instinct. And you still wonder why Hamilton missed his first Ferrari podium by inches? If you respect the raw chaos of real F1 strategy, not the armchair stuff, smash that like button. It tells the algorithm you're not here for sugar-coated headlines. You want the real story. Let's get into it. Imagine managing a $400 million race operation and not knowing where your car is. That's exactly what Fred Vasseur confessed after Hamilton's P4 finish at the British GP. Here's what happened. On lap 41, Lewis boxed for slick tires, but the track, still greasy, turns 3 and 4, massive slide, lost seconds, result gone was P3. Hülkenberg defended it, and Hamilton, again, was left staring at a podium from the wrong side, but hindsight is a liar. Vasseur admitted, yes, maybe it was one lap too early, but if you wait until the others make the move, it's too late. He's right, strategy isn't guesswork, it's controlled risk. And the GPS failure meant Ferrari had no way of seeing if Lewis was too deep into the lap or approaching the ideal box window. In F1, seconds matter less than position. You pit too early and rejoin in traffic, you're toast. You pit too late and get undercut, you're history. Without GPS, they weren't playing chess, they were playing battleship, and they almost hit checkmate anyway. That's not a fumble, that's survival. Let's go deeper. This wasn't just a tech glitch. This was a systems exposure. Ferrari is a team reborn. They've got one of the best drivers ever, a young prodigy in Leclerc, a better car in the SF25, and momentum building, but you can't run a modern F1 operation on instincts and raw feel. Red Bull, Mercedes, McLaren, they've invested in AI prediction models, backup telemetry overlays, and live weather response simulations. Ferrari still catching up. That's why they're in these chaotic moments more often than they should be. But here's the twist. They're adapting fast. Hamilton is reportedly working with the team on the 2026 car layout. Vasseur is already reshaping operations, and Jerome D'Ambrosio, his right hand, is aligned step for step. The Silverstone result, 4th place in a compromised weekend, isn't a loss. It's a proof of resilience. When Ferrari puts all the pieces together, telemetry, tools, talent, they won't just win races, they'll own them. So don't call this a missed opportunity, call it a warning shot. We blame strategy too easily in F1, but strategy is only as good as the data that fuels it. And at Silverstone, that fuel was gone. Vasseur said it himself. They were blind. And yet, with no GPS, drying conditions, and a knife-edge decision on tires, Hamilton still came home 4th, still nearly grabbed a podium, still showed why he's not just a legend, but a weapon waiting to be unleashed in red. If you're watching this, you already get it. You see the long game. And if you want more truth, no one dares to say stories like this. Hit that subscribe button now. Drop a comment. Do you blame Ferrari for this one or respect the chaos? Oh, and one last thing. Like this video if you think Hamilton will be on the podium at Spa, because if Ferrari sorts their tech out, it's game on. This is the moment Formula One just hit reset. Christian Horner, the longest reigning team principal in modern F1 history, is gone, fired, not retired, not promoted, fired. With immediate effect, and the way Max Verstappen responded, chilling, not angry, not political, not rebellious, just a thank you. This wasn't a farewell, it was a eulogy, and if you think this is the end of the story, you're not paying attention. Smash the like button if you've ever questioned what really drives power in F1, and if you're ready to go beneath the surface, you're in the right place. Because today we're uncovering how the fall of Horner isn't just about leadership, it's about legacy, leverage, and the future of Max Verstappen himself. Let's start with the facts that no one in the paddock will say out loud on camera. Christian Horner built Red Bull Racing. He was there before the first wheel turned in 2005, and 14 world championships later, he's the most successful team boss in the post-Todt era. But make no mistake, F1 is a game of timing, and Horner's clock ran out hard. Publicly, it's all internal restructuring, behind the scenes, allegations, fractured relationships, and let's not sugarcoat it, a war of power. Horner clashed with Jos Verstappen. He got caught in the crosshairs of controversy. And most importantly, Red Bull stopped winning. They're now fourth in the Constructors' Championship. That's not just a slip, that's a collapse. In F1, when you stop delivering, the knives come out. But here's where it gets fascinating. Max's message to Horner was clean, clinical, almost too perfect. From my first race win to 4 world championships, we have shared incredible successes. Thank you for everything, Christian. No fire, no anger, no defiance, just goodbye. Why? Because Max knows the game. He knows that Christian Horner was his guy, the man who built the team around him, gave him the keys, protected him when Abu Dhabi exploded, who kept Mercedes, the FIA, the world at bay. And now Max is on his own, or is he? Let's remember, there's a performance clause in Verstappen's contract, and if Red Bull slips further, if trust erodes deeper, if internal politics keeps pushing talent out the door, Mercedes is waiting. Max Verstappen doesn't want to be part of a rebuild. He wants dominance. He wants legacy. And if Red Bull's new leadership can't deliver that, he'll walk faster than you can say silver arrows. Horner's out, Laurent Mekies is in, and suddenly the house that Christian built is in unfamiliar hands. Don't let the polite press releases fool you. This wasn't a clean break. This was a coup, one that could change the direction of Red Bull and the career path of Max Verstappen forever. So if you're still watching and your jaw's somewhere near the floor, do me a favor. Hit like if you think F1's biggest drama doesn't happen on Sundays, but in boardrooms and behind paddock doors. Drop your comment. Should Max stay loyal to Red Bull or start plotting his escape to Mercedes? And if you want more of these no-nonsense behind-the-curtain breakdowns, you subscribe, because this isn't Drive to Survive fluff. This is what's really going down in the world's most elite motorsport. Next season starts now, and the dominoes are already falling. The man who built Red Bull Racing from rubble into a Formula One dynasty has just been sacked, and nobody, not even his closest allies, saw it coming. But the question on everyone's lips, why now? After 20 years, 14 world championships, 124 wins, why rip the roof off the empire he built? Stay right here, because what we've uncovered goes way deeper than just performance issues. Let's get the official story out of the way. Red Bull's statement, polite, vague, sanitized. Yes, the RB21 isn't dominating like the RB19 did. Yes, Verstappen has had to drag it kicking and screaming to wins, but really, sacking Horner over that? Let's be honest, most teams would kill for Red Bull's bad season. This story begins in January 2024 when an internal investigation was launched into Horner's conduct. What followed? Leaked emails, screenshots, anonymous bombs dropped into inboxes across the F1 paddock. He was cleared twice. But the damage done, the gossip, the whispers, the boardroom politics, they never stopped. Adrian Newey walked. Jonathan Wheatley jumped ship. Red Bull didn't just lose personnel, it lost loyalists. And make no mistake, they weren't leaving because of lap times. Here's what they really don't want you asking. Did Max Verstappen or his camp force this? Reports say Max could walk away if he falls outside the top 4 before the break, and after the Austria-Silverstone double disaster, the math got uncomfortably close. Think about it, Christian Horner or Max Verstappen. If you're Red Bull shareholders, you don't blink. You choose Max. Horner's departure isn't just the end of an era. It's a signal that Red Bull is unstable, that Mercedes and Ferrari smell blood, and that F1 is about to enter a civil war of team bosses and driver power like we've never seen before. So here's a prediction you won't hear anywhere else. Christian Horner will be back. Alpine, Ferrari, or something we haven't even imagined yet, but he won't go quietly. Love him or hate him, Christian Horner was Red Bull Racing, and if you think this is the end of the story, you haven't been paying attention. Smash that like button. If you want to see Horner rise again, drop a comment with where you think he's heading next, and subscribe, because what's coming in F1 next, it's not racing, it's war.